I had never heard of the term rotational life, rotational wife, rotational insert blank. And then I found out what the definition was, and it perfectly describes my family dynamic and how we live our life. I identify as a stay-at-home mom because, well, that's what I am. I have a 3-year-old at home and I don't work, but that doesn't fully describe the picture of how our family dynamic is. Living a rotational life or having a rotational marriage, rotational relationship, rotational life, essentially means one partner in your unit, my husband, for example, works for a set amount of time away from home, and then he's home for a set amount of time. You typically see this in the gas industry, the oil industry, mining, the military, healthcare. It's kind of all over the place. But for example, with our life specifically, my husband works away for 3 weeks at a time, and then he's home for 3 weeks at a time. And his commute is to the Gulf of America. He works on a drill ship. So when he's away, he is gone. I'm able to text him and call him every day, but in terms of like, oh, we have a quick emergency, I need you to run home real quick, that just isn't happening. He's gone. But he's worked previous jobs before where the schedule was different. It was 1 week on, 1 week off. His commute was a lot closer to home. And then 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. We were living in Virginia at the time, and he commuted all the way up to New York. That was a pretty crazy time in our life. Yeah, it's kind of a unique schedule that you don't really hear a lot of people talk about, but it's out there because these industries are huge, and so there are so many families living this unique dynamic. My husband started in the maritime industry back in 2018, so this has been our relationship for a long time, for our whole marriage for sure. So we're really used to this, together half the time and then away half the time. At the beginning, it was a lot different than what it looks like now because 3 years ago we kind of changed things a little bit and had a kid, and so that dynamic definitely changed and made aspects harder in some ways. We're pretty used to it now. At the beginning, it was hard because I felt like when he was away, I had put my life on hold and I was waiting for him to come back to keep living, to keep doing fun things. I wasn't watching shows until he came home so we could watch it together. I felt like I was just constantly waiting for him to come home because I missed him so much. But now it's a little different. Now I have a son that I take care of full time, and so I have to live my life constantly. Look forward to doing things for myself and for my son while my husband is away. There are some pretty glaring negatives to this lifestyle. I mean, he is literally gone half the time. So he misses half the birthdays, half the vacations that our family plans, half the holidays, weddings, things that he just misses. He's just physically not here for. Because he has half the time off, he's not able to request additional time unless it's something really important, like your brother's wedding that you're in, or emergencies like I'm having a baby, he can come home. But outside of that, he's just not here, and it's things that I have to take care of when he's gone. So that's really tough because he misses a lot. It's really hard when he's not here for special things for our son, like his birthday. That's really tough. Something that's also really difficult is I have to wear all of the hats in the house. Gotta be the cook, the cleaner, washing dishes person, taking care of the yard, be able to call someone and talk to someone if our AC breaks or we have a pipe leak, because my husband just simply is not available. I mean, he's on a ship in the middle of the water. I don't know how many thousands of miles away, but he works off the coast of Louisiana. So I'm here in California. So he's just not here. It's just, I have to take care of stuff when he's away, and it's tough. But probably the hardest thing is just feeling alone. Like physically, I'm alone. He doesn't come home at the end of the night. He comes home 3 weeks later. And so, yeah, I have my son in the house with me, but it's just a little bit different having that human-to-human interaction with your partner. And it definitely makes connecting and communication a lot harder because we don't see each other as often. We spend a lot of our conversations are over text message. He is able to FaceTime every day, so we get that face-to-face. But a lot of tough conversations have been had over text message or over a phone call. So that's been really challenging. I'm the one that has to make the real-time and day-to-day decisions. And that is hard because I also have to keep in mind what my husband would want. When it comes to, for example, raising our son, I can't just make all the decisions as if it were me by myself, because my husband is an equal partner in this marriage and in this relationship. And when it comes to raising our son, so we have to make decisions together, but then I have to implement them by myself, which is challenging. It's a unique challenge for sure. One that I am continuously working on every day. But there is a lot of unexpected positives of this lifestyle. For one thing, it has taught me how resilient I am and can be, how independent I am, and it's allowed me to gain a lot of self-respect, because there have been some really challenging times that we have gone through and that I have gone through, and I just held it down because, well, there is no other option. Like, it's either that or drown, and that's just not an option. Another really, really good positive with his schedule is that when he's home, he's physically home, he's mentally present, he's emotionally present. He can just dedicate 3 weeks to being a husband and a father. He doesn't have to worry about the stress at work. When he leaves work, when he gets on that helicopter, he takes his hat off and he can leave his work hat at work. He doesn't need to bring that emotional baggage home with him because he's home for 3 weeks. And that's tough because many people can't say that. Yes, they're home every night, they sleep in their own bed every night, but they may not mentally or physically, well, they are physically home, but they may not mentally or emotionally be available and present. A lot of times people bring their stress of work home with them and they're not able to really connect with their family. And that's a bummer. That's a bummer for sure. So I'm really fortunate that when he's home, he's dad and he gets excited about doing projects and taking James to swim and going on trips and vacations because we can. My son, he's 3, so he's not in preschool yet. We're not tied down to a routine where we need to take him to school every single day. So we're able to pack up and go on a trip or go visit my husband's family in New York for a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, because we have that time. And so that is really awesome. We're able to plan things so far in advance because his schedule never changes. And so we can plan to go on these trips and vacations and do these fun things when a lot of people have like a small amount of vacation for a whole year. So that's probably the most valuable and unique and cool thing of this whole lifestyle. This lifestyle is not easy. It is very unique, and a lot of times I feel isolated and alone. But I know that I'm not alone because the oil industry, for example, is huge. And so I know that there are so many other mothers out there like me that do this rotational life. And my hopes are that I try and find this community and we're able to talk and share stories and really just build a community.